to put on crack. Look out, crack! Here I come!
He's Tyrone.
We get crack at the end?
Hey everybody, AMC Bigums here. I hope everybody's having a good day. I just wanted to go ahead and put out the second video on the Catsystem. I know a lot of people are getting pretty skeptic on this Catsystem, and I just want to explain why I think it's really going to help. And I believe if you guys understand why they designed it in the first place, you would think that it's more for us as well. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So actually the Catsystem was created because of the flash crash in 2010. This crash actually was worth $1 trillion, and it only took about 36 minutes. They were able to do this because of a spoofing attack, and exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange actually had to install circuit breakers into their system. This way they were able to halt trading if any security rose or fell by more than 10% within 5 minutes. Basically, the SEC realized that with exclusion market makers had, and with high frequency trading and rerouting tactics, along with dark pools, it would be basically impossible for them to track anybody and hold anybody accountable. So that was why they designed the Catsystem in the first place, because they needed an explanation on what happened during the 2010, but they couldn't come up with it because they weren't unable to track everything. So let's do a recap quick on what we learned last week. We learned that now all members, even those who don't report to FINRA, have to report now to the Catsystem. This was a way that ISDA members took advantage in the old system. We also learned that now all OTC equities, meaning ISDA contracts, have to report to the Catsystem as well. This was a way that they made synthetics for free, and they could also give the appearance of sham closeout on short positions, and they could also give the appearance of sham resets on FTDs. We also learned that all trades now will have a Trader Pro ID, which will identify the company. It will also include if it has any modifications, cancelizations, the routing it took, the execution it had, along with a date and timestamp, and this will be attached at the start of the trade. It will now send information to the repository system 3 times throughout the trade's life cycle, and this will stop any rerouting, delaying tactics on reporting. It's also going to have a venue ID and a price attached as well. This means no more price discovery in dark pools like electronic market making dark pools and banking dark pools. They also reduced the error time from 5 business days to 3, and there will now be a mark that only the SEC can see on every single share that is inside of an order that will not be removed until the order is fully complete, and that should prevent naked shares. We also learned that they have to now synchronize their business clocks, and this makes timestamps more accurate and stops forms of manipulation that they were able to use after hours. So let's get to some new details with the Catsystem quick. The data actually now needs to be reported to the central repository system by 8 a.m. Eastern the following business day. So that's nice. I mean, like we said, it's a lot faster information now, a lot more accurate. So also, non-manual orders will need to be synced for 50 milliseconds. So they're actually able to now see people when they're spoofing and when they're actually painting the tape, and they'll have the trader ID attached to it so they'll know exactly who's doing it and when. Some things that I want to talk about here are the phases. So these are going to be the phases that are actually coming up here with the Catsystem. The first phase actually took place on April 20th, 2020, and that was just the Catsystem basically coming live, and it was for just basically simple orders at that time. And the second phase here, actually on June 22nd, that is when large broker dealers and small broker dealers that currently report to FINRA actually started reporting to the Catsystem as well. The second phase actually started July 20th, 2020. And that was going to be for options for large broker dealers. The third phase here is actually just going to be for allocation reports, and that started on April 26, 2021. The fourth phase here is actually coming up pretty soon, and that's going to be on December 13th, and that's what a lot of people are talking about. So that's when large and small broker dealers, even those who aren't reporting to FINRA now, will have to start reporting to the system. The fifth phase, sorry about that, the fifth phase here is actually scheduled for July 11th, 2020. And this is when they're actually going to start gathering customer information. And they just recently updated a ruling now, so instead of taking your SSN, your number, uh, and your name and your address and attaching that to the trade, they're actually going to keep that information in your broker and just attach a broker ID. And now they're going to have a customer ID for each broker. So that way your information is a lot safer than before. One thing I also am getting asked a lot is, do they track our old orders or any ways that they can see our old stuff? And actually they're able to do that, because if you look here, this Exegy data capture services, they actually partnered with the FINRA Cat LLC. And one of the things that they did here is they actually went back and they took complete records of historical market data for the U.S. equities and options market. So they actually did go ahead and take that information, and to get even approved on the CAT system, you had to go through what was called a production ready phase, and you had to get approved. And that phase basically was, I'll pull it up here real quick. It was basically just them sending information back and forth, being able to connect, and as you can see there, you actually had to send them your information if you were one of the members that qualified at the time. So yes, they have our information. I know that was a huge question a lot of people were asking. Um, that's all I really have for you guys. I mean, basically that's everything in a nutshell. It's such a great auditing system that there's not really much fuckery that I see that they can honestly keep doing. So like I said, guys, nothing but good stuff on this CAT system. But I'm going to go over some errors that are currently in the system, but a lot of these are going to be updated pretty shortly here, so I'm not going to go spend too much time on it. But thanks for listening, you guys, and have a good night.